Have you ever noticed how the sound of rain can hold 1,000 memories? For me, it holds just one, but it's the one that changed everything. It's the story of a love that began with a downpour and ended with a storm inside my own heart. This is the story of how, when the rain fell, so did I. It all started on one of those unexpectedly warm autumn nights, the kind where the air is thick with the promise of a storm. I was huddled under a small cafe awning, trying to shield myself from the sudden deluge, when I saw him. He was standing across the street, laughing as the rain plastered his hair to his forehead, completely unbothered by the chaos. There was something so free, so unapologetically alive about him in that moment. He caught my eye, and with a grin that could rival the lightning splitting the sky, he dashed across the street, his footsteps splashing in the newly formed puddles. "Mind if I join you?" he asked, his voice a low rumble that felt as comforting as the rain itself. That was it. That was the moment the first drop fell, and the moment I started to fall. Too. Our love story unfolded like a cinematic montage, always underscored by the rhythm of the rain. We'd have late-night drives with the windows down, letting the cool, misty air fill the car as our favorite songs played. We'd dance in his living room, illuminated only by the flashes of lightning outside, our shadows stretching and shrinking on the walls. We'd have deep conversations on his porch, huddled under a blanket. The steady drumming on the tin roof, providing the soundtrack to our shared secrets and dreams. The rain wasn't just weather, it was our accomplice. It washed the world clean, leaving just the two of us in our own perfect, glistening bubble. Every raindrop seemed to reflect the infinite possibilities I saw in his eyes. I believed our love was as enduring and as essential as the rain itself. I was convinced that nothing could ever wash it away. But storms, by their very nature, don't last forever. And sometimes, the most devastating ones are the ones you never see coming. The shift was subtle at first. The shared laughter under rainy skies was replaced by a tense silence. The comfortable rhythm of our conversations became stilted and awkward. The easy warmth in his eyes grew distant, clouded over like a sky before a tempest. I kept telling myself it was just a passing cloud, a temporary phase. But the air grew heavier, charged with unspoken words and unresolved tensions. The break came on a night just like the one we met. The rain was torrential, beating against the windows with a furious, relentless pace. It was a stark contrast to the gentle pitter-patter that had once felt so romantic. This was a violent, angry storm. And his words were the thunder that finally shattered my world. Each one was a lightning strike, illuminating the cracks in our foundation that I had desperately tried to ignore. "Mo, I don't think I can do this anymore," he said. And the silence that followed was more deafening than the storm raging outside. It was a clean break, a sudden, sharp pain. As he walked out the door, leaving me standing alone in the room that had witnessed so much of our love. It felt like the sky itself was weeping for me. The rain, our constant companion, had become a witness to my heartbreak. That night, as the rain fell from the heavens, I fell to my knees, completely and utterly broken. I had fallen in love in the rain, and now, in the rain, I had fallen apart. The aftermath was a long, slow drizzle of pain. For months, every rainy day was a trigger. The sound of drops on my window pane felt like a taunt. The smell of wet pavement brought a fresh wave of grief. I avoided puddles. I closed my curtains. I did everything I could to shut out the very element that had once brought me so much joy. The world felt muted, its colors washed out and gray, just like a perpetual rainy day. Healing wasn't a lightning bolt of realization. It was a slow, agonizing process. It was forcing myself to go for a walk with an umbrella, feeling the drops but not letting them drown me. Was learning to listen to the rain again, not as a sad song, but just as a sound. It was the gradual understanding that the rain wasn't his, and it wasn't mine. It just was. Time, like a gentle spring shower, began to slowly wash away the sharpest edges of the pain, nurturing the tiny seeds of recovery I didn't even know I had planted. Slowly, very slowly, the sun started to break through the clouds. Years passed. The scars faded into faint lines, reminders of a storm that had passed. I learned to love again, learned to trust again, and I learned that my own happiness wasn't dependent on the weather or on anyone else. Then, One crisp spring afternoon, the sky opened up in a sudden sun shower. I was walking through a park, and as the golden light filtered through the falling drops, I saw him, who was with someone new, a child on his shoulders, laughing that same carefree laugh I remembered so vividly. There was no thunder, no lightning, no dramatic surge of pain. Just a quiet, gentle recognition. He saw me, and for a fleeting moment, our eyes met across the rain-kissed park. He offered a small, hesitant smile, and I returned it, a simple, peaceful acknowledgement of a chapter that was long since closed. As I continued my walk, I tilted my head back and let the cool, clean drops fall on my face. It wasn't the rain of our beginning, nor the storm of our end. It was just rain. And in that moment, I understood. I had fallen in love when the rain fell. I had fallen apart when the rain fell. But now, as the rain fell once more, I was just standing, whole, healed, and ready for whatever came next, sunshine or storm. The rain no longer defined me or my story. It was just a part of the beautiful, unpredictable weather of life. And for the first time in a long time, I was ready to dance in it again, all on my own. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey, too. If this story resonated with you, please consider liking this video and subscribing to the channel for more stories from the heart. I'll see you in the next one.